Nearly 120 Arkansas National Guardsmen are heading out today for a year-long mission at the nation's southern border. The deployment includes 4 Lakota helicopters and support crews, part of a routine rotation to assist Customs and Border Protection. They'll join a task force of over 340 soldiers from across the country. 5 News reporter and anchor Emily Moss spoke to one of the 120 Guardsmen deployed this morning, who says he's ready to make the community proud.
I just want to have the satisfaction that I went with my unit, did my job, and I made it back home.
Jose Silva is a chief warrant officer with the Arkansas National Guard. With decades of military experience in both the United States and Mexico, Silva says he's always known he wanted to defend the country he lives in.
Just to be proud of belong to an organization that defends the nation.
Serving as a pilot, flying is a lifetime dream for Silva, who says he's grateful he's able to continue living out that dream while defending the red, white, and blue.
Ever since I was a little kid, looking at the planes and helicopters in the sky was something that caught my attention. That was my ultimate goal, growing up and thinking I'll be a pilot one day. And the Army gave me the opportunity. The Army National Guard gave me the opportunity, and I've been very blessed and thankful for accomplishing my childhood dream.
This is not Silva's first deployment, and as he prepares to leave Arkansas for over a year, he says his family will be his right hand, operating his business at home while keeping connected to each other as much as possible.
Just not to forget that we're still there. Even though the physical part is not there, we're still connected.
Silva says his goal for this deployment is to fulfill the duties of the mission, but also show Arkansans they can rely on their guardsmen to get the job done.
We have a final goal, which is just do our job and make the community proud.
Covering news where you live, Emily Moss, 5 News.
The deployment is a routine rotation to replace National Guard units currently serving in support of U.S. Customs and Border Patrol. The Guardsmen will deploy but this deployment will return in November 2026. President Trump is also ordering members of California's National Guard to Oregon. Governor Gavin Newsom confirmed 300 Guard members received the orders today. It comes a day after a federal judge blocked a plan to send members of Oregon's National Guard to help ICE agents as they carry out their work in Portland. Newsom says he plans to take legal action against the White House to stop the deployment. Tonight, the federal government shutdown continues, and a new CBS poll is revealing how Americans are feeling about the impact it could have on the economy. CBS News reporter Chanel Call has the latest on the negotiations to pass a spending bill.
As the government shutdown enters its second week, President Trump remains adamant that Democrats are responsible for the shutdown and for the potential layoffs of government employees. The White House says firings will happen if the government is not reopened soon.
We're ready to go back. You know, we have a record-setting economy. We have a record-setting country. Prices are way down. We're doing better than the country's ever done. And the Democrats hate seeing that. It's up to them. Anybody laid off, that's because of the Democrats.
A new CBS News poll finds many Americans are frustrated with the shutdown, disapproving of the White House, Republicans in Congress, and Democrats in Congress nearly equally. The poll also finds that those surveyed are worried about the impact the shutdown could have on the economy, with 49% saying they're very concerned and 31% saying they are somewhat concerned. On Sunday's Face the Nation, congressional leaders from both sides of the aisle blame the opposing party for the shutdown, with Democratic leaders saying they're fighting for Americans' health care and Republicans saying the Democrats are being unreasonable.
We have a health care crisis in America caused by the Republicans. They've barreled us towards a shutdown because they don't want to deal with that crisis.
There's probably 400 different ideas on how to fix that, but we need a little time to do it. We're not saying that we won't negotiate it. We're saying turn the lights back on in Congress.
The next congressional vote on the shutdown is expected to take place on Monday. Chanel Call, CBS News.
The ongoing shutdown is expected to continue to impact the tourism and travel sectors, with more than half of the nation's national park employees furloughed. The TSA is warning travelers to expect longer security lines at airports. Well, new tonight, the brown marmorated stink bug is making its presence known in northwest Arkansas. It's considered an invasive species, and 5 News reporter Laura Castleman tells us why this bug is causing a stink.
Introduced to the U.S. in the late 90s, they were first noticed in Arkansas in 2013. Now, these bugs do resemble the native stink bugs, but are more likely to seek shelter in your home during the cold winter. This year's cooler weather has created ideal conditions for their increased activity. Although they look similar to Arkansas native stink bugs, the brown marmorated stink bug is more active during cooler temperatures like spring and fall, especially when they're seeking places to shelter during the winter. 5 News spoke with Austin Jones, an instructor and director of undergraduate education for entomology and pathology department at the University of Arkansas. He says because the area did not experience extended periods of hot weather this year, the brown marmorated stink bugs are out and about more and impacting crop growth.
There are lots of different crops that are impacted. Fruit crops like peaches and apples, they can impact grapes, they can impact soybeans, they can even get into ears of corn and cause some kernel loss on corn as well. They can do some damage to ornamentals, although it's not going to be the extent of what you see with yield loss with fruit or vegetable production. As far as getting into our homes, the homes that are most susceptible to them getting in are those that need better barriers to keep them out.
Now, to prevent an infestation, Jones says you need to seal all the cracks within your home. And while pesticides are not recommended, simple methods are efficient at keeping these stinkers out. Covering news where you live, Laura Castleman, 5 News.